What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Family and Fit, where we talk fitness and how to integrate it in your busy lifestyle. So, I just want to talk to you guys today about how this summer shredding diet is going. Overall, it's going pretty well. I just want to let you know that right now. But, kind of want to go a little bit deeper and kind of tell you guys how I'm feeling about certain things and how I felt during this diet compared to other diets that I've been in. Now, I haven't dieted a whole heck of a lot and took it very seriously. This is the first time that I've taken the diet like super duper seriously. The first time when I very first started getting into fitness, I took it serious, but I just went way too slow with the process. And there's definitely a balance between taking it too slow and taking it too fast. Whenever you're trying to like lose like a half a pound a freaking week or whatever, or not even that, then it just gets kind of discouraging and feels like you're not making progress and whatnot. And like I said, I just stretched my diet out way too long in the get-go. And plus I was trying to make some like beginner gains along with my diet. So I was trying to keep my calories a little bit higher and kind of just like fluctuate some gains along with the diet and maybe lose some weight, kind of do like a recomp type of thing, because I was a beginning lifter and whatnot. But I just took things way too slow. I should have either been a little bit more in a caloric surplus or a little bit more in a deficit, because I was just kind of getting the worst of both worlds, and I wasn't really getting a good advantage of either one of them. So, for my second diet, I wasn't doing it for anything in particular other than myself. It was probably maybe a year after my first diet. So a year into fitness, a year after me working out. And I did a lot better on that one, but I don't think I was necessarily taking it too fast, but I think my body just wasn't ready to be in a deep diet. And I was never like truly like super fat or anything like that, but I was like kind of like skinny fat still at that point. And I wanted to make sure that I went ahead and got shredded down just a little bit. And I didn't get shredded down at all. I just lost some extra body fat and got to the point where my body looked a little bit better. Now, this cut has definitely been a lot more progressive because I gained way more weight. I've been the heaviest I've ever been since I've been doing fitness. Now, when I very first started fitness, I was actually heavier. I think the heaviest I've ever been is like 170 pounds. And I got down to like 135 or something like that on my first diet. And so one thing that was really garbage about that diet is I just ached super bad. Like I had tremendously horrible pains, and it was just ridiculous. Like my knees ached, my elbows ached, like I just ached everywhere. So during that diet, I was just like super achy and like I just felt like garbage. And to be honest, like I just don't do well with dieting. I don't know if it's like something about my genetics, if I'm being a pussy or what it is, but like I just get like so achy and I just feel so bad. I feel like I'm gonna starve to death, and I don't know if that's something like psychologically that's playing out in my head. I know like when I'm super deep in my deficit, like I almost get scared, like feeling like I am gonna starve to death or something like that when I know I'm really not. And especially with that last diet there, I felt like garbage. Like I couldn't even hardly work out. If I did cardio, like I said, my knees would ache. Like it was just like super garbage. So. And I don't think I was dieting too fast. If I was dieting too fast, then it just really sucked because guess what? I wasn't really even losing that much fat then either. So I was probably losing like half a pound a week, which is like ridiculously slow weight loss. So I think like my body just struggles with losing fat since I've never been like super shredded before. I think that I struggle with that. Now, I'm going to kind of diverge from that diet and go to this diet, which is now I'm currently about 2.5 years into working out. I started this diet back in February, and it's now currently like the middle of May. This diet here has definitely went a lot better. I was almost back up to what was 160 pounds. I would actually be floating above 160 pounds, so I got pretty big during that period of time and had quite a bit of body fat on me. And I've taken my body weight all the way from that 160 range down to about 140 range. Now my number's up a little bit because I was on vacation last week, and I kind of splurged a little bit. Me and my fiance were out of town, and I just went ahead and ate and made it so that I can enjoy myself fully on that vacation. Now, may not have been the best I did during the summer shredding because, you know, well, it's kind of making it really hard for me to stay on track with my diet this week. I don't know what it is, but like I'm just finding it really hard to like not overeat and not eat at bedtime. I think a little bit may have to do with the fact that I'm staying up later, but I don't know how to put it, like, it's not that I'm necessarily like depleted like muscularly, it's like I'm depleted like psychologically. Like I'm just like, I feel slow, I'm not thinking like very well, like it feels like my brain's kind of shut down, or like I just feel like not way hungry. It's like hard to explain the feeling that I feel. It's like I want to say cravings, but it's not quite cravings either, because I'm not even all that hungry. It's a feeling that I'm not depleted muscularly, but I'm like depleted nutritionally. So like I need more nutrients in my body and whatnot, because I just feel like my workouts aren't going very well. And a lot of it's just like the discouragement of being in a deficit and wanting to make gains. Like that's something that I'm really like kind of tired of, is I'm tired of being in a deficit, because I'm ready to just get back into a bulking process. Like really the whole dieting process is not very hard for me at this point in time. Like I've overcome my food addiction and I'm just doing a lot better in that aspect. But and like I said, it's not even a struggle for me at all, as far as like with the diet itself, but it's like me feeling like depleted, like my workouts aren't going well. And you know, on the weekends of my dieting, it is a little bit more difficult for me, and I'm struggling with like staying on top of things, because like when I'm at home, I don't have to have that discipline Monday through Friday, because Monday through Friday I go to my 9-to-5 job, I intermittent fast until like noon, eat my lunch, and then I come home, I eat around 4 o'clock-ish, and then so I go ahead and eat my second meal around 4 o'clock, and then I'll try to eat my last meal before like 8 o'clock, but I don't really strictly force myself not to eat at a certain time. I mainly just go based off my calories. So if I want to save like 200 calories for, you know, 10, 11 p.m., whatever time it is, I don't mind doing that. I'm not very strict on that end of things. I just want to make sure that I push my calories back to later in the day so I can eat more when I'm actually home. And because I do that, it makes my diet a lot easier, and that's why intermittent fasting is one of my favorite tools. Now, one of the things that is very difficult is because on the weekends, like I generally don't stretch my intermittent fasting out near as long, so I'm most of the time eating my first meal around 11, and a lot of times I'm eating way more calories for my first meal than what I'm eating throughout the week. So throughout the week, my first meal, I'm breaking it with 300 calories. I'm breaking my intermittent fast with 300 calories. Whereas on the weekend, sometimes I'm consuming meals that are like 600-700 calories, which are really screwing things up. And the main thing that's making it so hard is like my grandma likes to cook foods. She lives with us, if you don't know that already. Oh, and she wants to like cook biscuits and gravy sometimes, and it's like so hard to turn down Granny's biscuits and gravy, you know what I'm saying? So I end up eating like that, and like, what was it, Saturday? Saturday I ate 1,000 calories of biscuits and gravy in total. So I ate like at 10 p.m., I ate at like 10 a.m. and then I ate again at like 1 p.m. or something like that, and that totaled to be like 1,000 calories of biscuits and gravy. Now I did get some cardio in. I went walking and I burnt off over like 350 calories walking, not including some of the other walking that I did throughout the day that I did not track. But it's just overall, it's just a lot more difficult for me on the weekends, staying up later, waking up early, and being in the house all day. It just makes it difficult. And on top of that, a lot of times I want to have like a coffee in the morning, and I just haven't been really into drinking black coffee during the intermittent fast. So that's just kind of been messing with things. Now this next week, I'm just gonna kind of play things out. That's one thing I do, is I play things out a lot longer than before I make like a quick adjustment. So like this past week, I didn't really lose any weight, but it's kind of hard to justify that, because I came back into town weighing like 146 pounds after being down to 140 from my lowest weigh-in. Matter of fact, my lowest weigh-in was like 139, and I came in back from out of town, back from the vacation at 146. And that's super ridiculously high, and to be honest, I have not gotten back down to my original weight, which is kind of ridiculous, and it's kind of blowing my mind, because there's no way that I actually put on that much weight. And the lowest that I think I've gotten down to is like 143, and it's kind of ridiculous and kind of garbage for like the amount of dieting that I've been putting in. Even though like Saturday and Sunday I may have hit like maintenance calories, I feel like I definitely should not have gained weight or not necessarily lost weight throughout the entire course of the week, because Monday through Friday I stayed pretty strict with my diet, only consuming like 1,300 calories. And you know, maybe it's a possibility after coming back from vacation I should have only done 1,500 calories, but I'm getting to that really fine point where I only have like 7 weeks left for this competition, and I had to take things a little bit more aggressively, but yet still keep them to the point where I'm not feeling unhealthy. I just posted a video called why am I competing in summer shredding, and that kind of goes into like a little bit of like you know, my purpose on why I'm personally doing summer shredding. So make sure you check out that video, hit that sub alert button to check out other videos like that. We're just gonna have to play this thing out. You're gonna have to hit that sub alert button, like I said, and see how I'm feeling in the future, because like this is kind of like that weird spot in the diet, and I just wanted to kind of really portray that to you guys and just show you that like somebody who's like doing pretty decent with their physique and whatnot, how it can be discouraging, and how pretty much everybody can potentially struggle with these type of things. And no matter what level they're at in fitness, no matter if they've dieted 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, it don't even matter. Like, people just go through this type of psychological issue, especially in a deficit, because your mind wants to play tricks on you. You get kind of like in a negative mindset of how you're feeling about yourself and overall about how the diet's going, and a lot of times your mind will try to play tricks on you, so you just got to be careful of that. And you know, as you do diet more and more times, and you get more diets underneath your belt, then you will feel more comfortable with your progression. And another big thing is, like, say for instance, because I've never been like super shredded, I have that psychological factor in my head, like, oh, maybe my genetics just don't want me to, or my metabolism don't want me to, or my hormones don't want me to get down to a low body fat percentage, and it's almost impossible for me to get down to that super low body fat percentage. Now, that's a limiting belief that I'm not going to allow myself to believe in. I think even if I can't get to the point that I want to by summer shredding, I think I might still go ahead and diet after summer shredding as well. My week being down in Houston, Texas, I'm not going to be in a deficit after my competition, because I'll be down there for like a week after the competition. But I may go ahead and continue the diet whenever I get back, if I don't get to that shredded point that I want to, because I definitely want to get as shredded as possible, but I don't want to be one of those people that pushes myself so hard that I lose every bit of gains that I've gained throughout the course of this entire lifting session or season of my life, you know. It's just not worth it for me to degradate all my gains to get as shredded as possible, as quick as possible. But I still want to take this thing slow enough and listen to my body. I like to very intuitively listen to myself and see how I'm feeling about everything, to really like dial in. And I also watch the number as well. So like if the number's just staying where it's at, staying where it's at, staying where it's at, then I know I just need to go ahead and lower some calories, do some more cardio. I need to change something up. But the thing is you may have plateaus in your weight for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. Now, after 4 weeks, it gets questionable. But you might have that plateau for a long period of time, and then boom, next thing you know, your weight will just drop off. There might be something like you didn't even realize. You started drinking Powerade or something like that, like 0-calorie Powerade, and it started making you retain a lot of water weight, and so you may have been like dipping down with your weight, and then it just flatlines, and it just flatlines for weeks at a time. What'll happen sometimes is after you flatline for a while, then you may just boom, your weight will just drop off, and you'll see like a huge progression in just like a singular day, and then it might just stay down at that lower level. But you know, sometimes your body, like hormones, are trying to adjust and trying to adapt to certain things, and it might try to just retain more water, or might just take some time to adjust to certain things. I definitely want to try to update you guys more with how the diet's going and whatnot, because I guarantee you this next week I'm going to drop a bunch more weight. I also did like a weight trend video and was going into like how I was doing refeeds all the time. Now I'm not currently doing refeeds every weekend. For like my first 2 months of dieting, I did not do refeeds, but then for like a month or so I did refeeds every single weekend. Now I'm back to not really doing refeeds every single weekend, but they kind of end up happening because of eating all these extra calories and whatnot. Now I'm just trying to keep it at maintenance calories and trying not to go above maintenance calories. But if it does, it kind of just does. I can only do as good as I can do. And it's difficult because of having kids and everything like that. You got to cook them food, and it's just hard to stay super disciplined whenever, you know, you have food right in front of you that you're cooking them and whatnot. And you have like other like snackier foods that the kids like to eat around the house. That part just makes it kind of difficult. But hey, you know, I gotta keep struggling through this thing. Gotta keep making it happen, because like I said, it's not really that big of a struggle. It's just a matter of keeping your mind right. And like I said, I wanted to record this video at this kind of like discouraged state, so like you could definitely, like, you could pick up and take away from this, whereas like when I make a video probably next week or the week after or something like that, that you can really see like how my mind has changed, and I'm like, dude, yeah, I dropped all that weight, or you know what I mean, like how I was saying with that flat line and then it drops off. I guarantee you I'm gonna have something like that happen over the course of the next couple weeks. So definitely stay tuned. Also, if you want to see a physique update, make sure you're hitting that sub alert button, because Wednesday, if this video is not already out, it may have already came out. It may have came out a few days ago. So go check that video out. It's my summer shredding week 14 is the one you want to look at. That's regards to this video. I shot it today, dude, but not today like the day you're watching this video, like today as in Sunday. So you might be watching this video on a Thursday. I don't know. So catch y'all in the next one, guys. Really appreciate it if you stuck around to the end. Peace, dude.